Guys, I'm so glad to finally be sitting down and recording this piece of content that I needed to share with you for so long. And I'm sorry that it's been so delayed. But we've been doing the True Wealth series and we've gone through the four aspects of true wealth. But what I want to focus on is financial health, because I believe as a financial accountant and somebody that has used financial discipline for many, many years and seen good results from it, I wanted to share this experience with you and give you the tools and resources associated with financial health. So I want to quickly take you through some of the myths that we have about money and financial discipline. And the first is that I don't earn enough to actually take these steps. Now, that is not true. My husband and I have both been employed. We haven't had an additional business, and I've worked half day, but we've used financial discipline to create wealth and create assets for ourselves. And it's a continuous journey. We're always doing it, and we're thinking about saving and about what assets we need to put aside to actually plan for our future and for our children's future. So it's not about how much you earn, because we can find some people that have a lot of income or are very rich that actually make poor decisions. And we can find people that have a lower income that actually make wiser financial decisions and are able to build their own wealth. So the other myth is that everyone earns more than me, or no one has the money problems that I do. And lastly, we might think that, well, it's too late for me to start because I should have started this in my 20s. And all of these are really just myths. We can at any point in time decide that we want to start paying more attention to the financial decisions that we make and use more wisdom in the area of money. So what I'm trying to do is give you more knowledge about financial discipline and about the steps you can take if you've never done this before, or maybe you've done some of it, but you need to pay more attention to this. So knowledge will actually help you and dissipate your fears around money and managing your money. So my steps for building wealth are to firstly have a clear picture of where you are now. And this is what this first video is all about, and the first tool that I actually want to provide you with. The second is to set your initial plan and budget. And the reason I say initial is because this plan and this budget will change over time and you'll need to be adjusting it. But initially, you need to have a plan in place and something written down that you can actually follow. And you need to have this on a really granular level where you say every little thing that you spend on, you're going to be writing it down, and you're going to know where your precious money is going to and whom and what you are spending it on. Because you really need to be thinking about yourself, your family, and your future. So the third is to save up an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. And I know this sounds a little bit far-fetched, or maybe it sounds so out of reach, but when you start looking at it on paper, it really isn't. And I'm sure during COVID or during our salary cuts and this difficult and strange, crazy time that we're all facing, that we all wish that we would have put away more during the last couple of months or maybe even couple of years, and had this emergency fund that when this time arose, when business is not good or our income is being cut, that we actually have this that we can go back and use. So this is a really important step because emergencies do come up, and it is going to come up again. The fourth is to clear out your short-term debt. We have not lived on short-term debt at all in our 16 years of marriage. That's no credit cards and no store cards. And I know that sounds wild, but it is true. We've always saved up when we've wanted to buy something, and we have not wanted to pay the bank our precious income by paying huge interest amounts and just paying unnecessary money to the bank. So we've always avoided. We have used our credit card and our store cards to have some sort of credit history, so that when we want to apply for financing, we do have some history that the finance houses can look at, but we always pay it off in the month. So we never are paying interest on those balances. And that's the stage that I want you to be able to get to, is to not have any short-term debt. It's okay to have your home loan because that's going to take a lot longer, but no short-term debt. And then lastly is to start investing in the longer term, and that is to invest in assets. Most of us see our income and expenses, and we don't see any further than that. But really, it's not just about our income meeting our expenses. It's actually about having margin and having a surplus so that we can start investing and creating assets and wealth for the longer term. So to have a clear picture of where you are now, you actually need to have a statement of income and expenses and a statement of assets and liabilities. And that will show you what your net worth is. So you need to be very specific and write down all your income sources and all your expenses. You might have to look at your bank statements for about 3 months just to make sure you've got everything covered. Now, don't put things into large categories like a sub-account called credit card. You actually need to state, what are you paying off in there? Is it groceries? Is it fuel? What is it specifically that you are using that money for? And then your statement of assets and liabilities is going to show you what your net worth is. Now, remember, when you're younger, your net worth is normally lower because you're just starting to build your assets. Maybe you've bought a home, but you've got your full home loan on it. So your net worth is going to be virtually zero. But over time, this is the figure that you need to start growing, because as your assets become more and your liabilities become less, this is where you start growing your net worth and really thinking about how this is going to serve you later on in life and in your retirement. So I promised you that in this first session, in order to calculate your net worth, I was going to provide you with a tool, and I've done something in Excel for you. So if you would like that tool, which I'm going to show you now, you can go to my website, www.jerushanaidu.co.za, or you can pop me an email on the email address that I have here. You can also find it on the Facebook page. And just let me know that you want to subscribe, or just subscribe, and I will get your email details and I can include you in the email that's going to go out with this specific tool. So let me quickly show you this tool. It is on Excel like this, and it's your personal income statement and balance sheet. So you will be able to list all of your income and all of your expenses and see what your surplus or deficit is. So having that surplus is going to allow you to create the margin you need to start investing in assets. And later on in the coming videos, we're going to be talking more about the next steps and what those assets and asset classes are that you should be looking at. So below that is your balance sheet, which is going to calculate your net worth, and that'll have all your sources of assets and then your liabilities that are associated with that. And that's going to give you your net worth. And that's the figure we want to start looking at and start growing for you. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and it's a short segment, but I don't want to give you too much of information. There's going to be quite a bit to work through, but we're also going to be doing a free virtual share event, which is going to pull everything together during the month of September. So please look out for that and join us for that as well. I hope you're all keeping well and keeping safe. And yeah, pop me that message if you want to be part of this journey of creating true wealth. And I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys. Bye.